My wife always said I was funny. I didn't believe it, but I stepped out on faith. Was like, you know what? Listen, let me go ahead and try it out. Then my homeboy, Jason Granger, he was like, well, let's go to this comedy show that's in Miami. So we went, and I did okay. I didn't win, but I did okay. But it kind of gave me the bug. The following couple of weeks after that, I did a church, and I bombed at a church. And then, but I needed to be at the church to meet Ozra Cooley, who told me to go to the Comedy Zone's workshop. And then I went there for a few years and started perfecting my craft. And ever since then, it's been on the up and up. It wasn't scary per se because I was always an actor. I've done quite a bit of plays while we was here in Jacksonville, like Something Miraculous with Toussaint Duchess, Daryl Rubin Hall at the Stage Aurora. I've always been on stage, but I'd never been on stage using my own material. So I think the fear was whether or not my material was good enough or stage worthy enough. So that I think that's probably the scariest part of when I went on stage for the first time. First of all, we have to get to who I feel is I think is the best comic, and that would have to be none other than Bernie Mac. Right now, I probably would say my comedy style is similar to his, but Bernie Mac when he did the Kings of Comedy, Bernie Mac when he was in Def Comedy Jam, all anything that he has done so far has been exceptional. As far as comedy specials, I don't think he had a comedy special other than the Kings of Comedy. So I put that on like a high pillar in my lifestyle. As far as today's comics, the most recent one I saw was Mike Epps. I thought it was a good comedy special that was on Netflix, and it was okay. As far as comics who I kind of would go traditionally see, like right now I probably would say that's living would be Corey Holcomb, and I think Corey Holcomb's comedy, his comedy special that he was selling directly to people, is one that anybody who's into doing comedy needs to check out, the Corey Holcomb special. And y'all already know it's like the 5150 show, and that's how I end up doing, or the reason why I end up doing the Signal 27 show here on the East Coast. I saw that Corey Holcomb and Zoe Williams was doing a podcast out in LA, and I was like, okay, well, I'm the type of person that if you can do it, then I can do it. So all I did was like took inspiration from them. So I was like, okay, if we can do it, if they can do it here, we can do it here. And I developed the Signal 27 show, and it's myself, comedian David Emanuel, comedian Big Chip, comedian Ed DeFabler, and my wife Lakita Gordon, an author and as well as officer here in Jacksonville. Martin. I liked Martin. As far as comedy movies, I really do a lot of sci-fi, but as far as comedy movies, Trading Places with Eddie Murphy, that's a good one, as well as Coming to America. All of these are considered classics. So if you're not into watching any kind of classic comedy, as far as as far as our generation goes, then you're beating up the wrong bush following me or messing with me. But it will have to be Trading Places and Coming to America, Eddie Murphy, Martin Lawrence with the Martin Show, and then you also have Will Smith's The Fresh Prince of Bel Air. You can't go wrong with Dave Chappelle's show, the Chappelle Show, and it's sad that what he went through after 2 seasons. But then you have Key and Peele, but I still don't think Key and Peele was nowhere near to what the Chappelle Show was. I think that was outstanding as far as comedy sketches. No, and then right after that will have to be coming to in Living Color. No knocking on Saturday Night Live or anything like that, but as far as that goes, it's in Living Color and the Chappelle Show. Bernie Mac's joke when it comes to stirring it up like coffee. That's when you get to You're in the bed with your woman, and you got to get through the part of taking it clothes from her bottom half down to her feet, and then when you get in there, you got to stir that thing like coffee. It ain't like clank clank clank. It's clankety 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 clank. You know what I mean? So yeah, y'all can always check that out on YouTube. But that's my favorite joke right now. Corey Holcomb, without a shadow of a doubt, it will have to be Corey Holcomb. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. If it came down to Leroy, I want to bring you on tour with me. It would have to be, it would be a dream to do at least one show with Corey Holcomb, just to meet him. But to do a show, to go on tour with Corey Holcomb will be a dream come true for me. Top five, we'll have to start off with Richard Pryor, Bernie Mac, Corey Holcomb, Patrice O'Neal. And I know Patrice O'Neal will probably burn me. Yo, Patrice O'Neal, Dave Tosh, I think that's his name, Dave Tosh. So I think that's five, right? That I do believe that's five, if I'm not getting the numbers wrong. Yeah, so I think that's it. Comedy acting is good. Sketches and improv is okay. I would probably say I'm probably, as far as a grade go, probably like a B minus in sketch comedy. But I'm pretty good at it, but I wouldn't necessarily have perfected it. But if you give me a script and you want me to add comedy to the script, of something that you've already created, then that'll probably be the next place I go. I've done acting so far, and I've taken a script where the guy was supposed to be serious, and I made it funny just because of who I am. So comedy acting would probably be it. With the way I'm going, it's been a steady pace. Right now, I want to first make way in my own community first. So I want to make sure that I'm at least Jacksonville famous, which means I want people to know that, okay, if anything I have going on in Jacksonville, you should come and support, because you're going to always know it's going to be good quality. So within 5 years, I'm working towards that. That's the reason why I have the Signal 27 Comedy Show podcast. I'm going to be also pushing out Comics Try here in Jacksonville, where we try different things here locally to put other businesses on spotlight here. I also come and support venues such as the Maceo Elks Lodge, and also deal with my other comedy friends that are putting things on, and show my support to let them know that I'm going to always be there for them. And then I expect the same from them. They might not have to happen all the time, but if I'm giving if I'm giving you my support, you know what I mean, the best thing I would like for you to do is just show your support towards me and what I have going on, and that's all. You can find me at my webpage. It's called thelastleroy.com, and it has everything about me on there. If you want to follow me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, it's all there. If you want to catch us on Signal 27, the information is there as well. I have a comedy DVD and comedy CD that's already out on Amazon. If you want to purchase that, just it's already there on the website. So once again, you can always check me out at thelastleroy.com. That's www.thelastleroy.com for all of my social media outlet information. Always, every comic that's on stage, regardless if they're funny or if they're not funny, they are pulling from a place of pain. It's kind of funny that you would think that most comics would tell jokes about anything, but a majority of your comics are pulling from a place of pain. So at least at the end of the day, listen to what they have to say, because a lot of the stuff that they're talking about is coming from a place of their past that they are now able to talk about and make funny. How y'all doing? My name is Leroy Gordon, aka The Last Leroy, and y'all make sure y'all check out my man's at thecutiepie.com. You understand that? That is thecutiepie.com.